the pause game is gonna forever like be a catch 22 because it's like you
Yeah,
don't have to do this, but like
Yeah,
it's also funny to do it, like regardless.
because since we grew up with it, especially during the no homo era, all the way to the pause game, it's like it's ingrained in us at this point, bro. Like
yeah,
if you just toss one out there that's just too obvious, you can't pass on that
And
shit.
it's almost like witty, like low key. Like that's kind of why I think it's funny because it's like, nah, you put those words together. Like, okay, I see what you was doing there. Like, even if it ain't nothing serious, it's not no super it's not no homophobic shit. It's like we just
yeah.
kicking it.
And
We
then
just
for me, when folks take it too far, where they get too serious about it, like my close homie, I tell them all the time, if you do that, I'm securing myself. I'm gonna double down. Like I'm gonna make it worse. Like if it's something worse right here, I'm gonna purposely now
yeah. I say
tie the
fast.
next sentence, the
I
next
say
sentence.
fast forward. Yeah, if
Yeah,
you get
bro,
the
it's
pausing
up.
too crazy, I'll be like, nah, press play. Let's
Yeah,
let's
yeah. That's one of the few things I'll say. Shout out Andrew Schultz because he did start that fast forward shit.
yeah,
Just lean into it.
keep it
Because
going.
I tell my son because little man be trying to do that because that's what him and all his homies do. And I was like, so what you saying is the first thing that came to your mind out of the words out of my mouth is some meat. That's not crazy to you, bro? Like that's
And
the
that's
first
why
thing.
it's and that's the double. It's like, come on, bro, you reaching, but at the same time, it's like, I see where you're going here, but why you on that? Like, why
Right.
you?
Especially if you double down, it's like, my man, you good? All right. So I bring in the energy, you run into topics. Um, just a quick rundown one last time. We got Wayne and Clips for the music piece, and then what else are we getting into?
We
Because
got
I
Wayne.
do I got to keep it
We
clean
are
now. I might.
recording, y'all know, right?
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
we in
that.
here.
Oh shit.
We in here.
All right. Shout out to you.
I
Shout
was
out to
making
you.
sure everybody knew.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
in
man.
here.
That's what happened when you comfortable in yourself, man. You ain't worried about no wires, no taps, no none of that, man. You could just be
Feel me?
honest and be free.
Just
You feel
run
me?
it up. Yeah, we got let y'all know what we getting into today. We got Wayne and Clips. We got addressing mental health, and we got the question segment. We ain't got a whole lot to get to. We gonna keep it a buck, keep it a bean, and keep it clean. But real quick, housekeeping. Since you're here, since we're all here now, power to the people. We back to do maintenance. We gonna rock like crack when it came in. You are tuned in to Keep It Clean, the podcast. This is episode number 16. If you joining us on YouTube, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe. If you are joining us on the DSPs, please be sure to like and follow the page. Add us to your libraries. Keep It Clean Pod on Instagram. Keep It Clean Show on TikTok. If you want to stay up to date with the content,
Mhm.
fellas, we back. Let's keep it a buck, keep it a bean, keep it clean. Who we got in here today? Ray? How you doing
Yes,
today,
sir.
man? What's going on,
I'm
brother?
doing well, man. Coming in here to be more accurate than your grandma with a switch. You know what I'm saying? We here to pop it off. It's that
I
type
ne-
of time today.
have y'all
Yeah,
ever
it's
got beat with a
crazy, right?
switch? Have y'all ever got beat with a switch?
Yeah,
I've
For
never. Okay,
yeah,
sure.
I've never got beat
yeah,
with a switch,
Bro, I
like
yeah,
still
personally.
got a couple of rules, like some marks from the last
man,
time I did when I was
Yeah, I've never,
13.
never got
yeah,
hit with a
man,
switch, man. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
man,
I've
yeah,
been hit
man.
with an extension cable. I
never
won't
that,
say by who,
never that, never that.
but
Nah,
never a
I didn't get
switch.
that.
Never a
I
switch.
personally didn't get that, but the switch thing that was yeah, bro. Like there was certain people in the family that had them like locked and loaded, just sitting in corners in the
Yeah,
house. So
that's
you
that's wicked.
it was I know,
That's wicked work.
I
Yeah,
know,
bro.
man.
That's PTSD. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? We gotta
And not only that, you know the crazy mental warfare of having the victim go pick
just
out the switch.
yeah.
yeah, bro. Yeah,
That is
yeah, bro.
bro.
PTSD.
Yeah, bro.
Post
Go pick
traumatic
your weapon
slave
of
syndrome.
mass
Like
destruction.
y'all is bugging. Come on, man.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
But nah,
Uh,
we in here, man.
we
We in here,
got
man. We
Ev.
outside.
We got Ev in the building. What's going on, brother? How
What's
you?
going down? What's going down? I'm doing good. I ain't got no slick phrase like Ray did. He was cool with that one. He was cold. I
Yeah,
got,
that was crazy.
I'm blessed and highly favored beyond measure. That's all I can say. Hope y'all
Nah,
is
man,
too.
shout yourself out, man. We know you. Anytime you come in with a fresh edge up, you don't wear hats, man. I see you, dog. You got
Yeah,
the
Ev
90
Nah,
degrees.
definitely.
You
wait,
just clicking, dog. You man,
hold on.
I
See,
feel you,
see,
bro.
I knew that was gonna come up. If you do go back a couple episodes, a few episodes, I didn't have to hat on with the cut, with the fresh cut, just
Oh,
But
my
because.
you
man
leaned
said I
it
had to.
back to where we could still see it. You not slick. I peeped it. I
It's
just didn't say nothing. You can't get away with
no,
it.
you gotta know. You gotta know.
I
I stay
saw it.
with
You
it.
know, you still leaned it back. You know, Ed walked
You
through the
caught me,
door. His
man. You
girl
caught
said,
me.
"Hey."
You caught me. You got me. You got me.
Yeah.
But I'm
That's
here,
Ev
man.
funny.
came
We here
home.
to
His girl said, "Hey." He said, "I know. It's
Listen,
me."
dude.
favorite phrase.
So I want to ask y'all: do you make extra stops on the way home from the cut, or do
Fact,
you just take it to like
fact,
you got to just hit the store right quick?
fact. Nah,
It
nah.
depends, bro. It depends for me because I ain't gonna cap on you. I be going to get my haircut like midday on company time. So it'd be like if I'm like in the motion, I need to get back to work. Even though my book bags, even though I got my book bag in the car, let me go and get
But
back
but
to work.
you gonna be on camera that next meeting though.
Exactly,
I
for
got you.
Man,
sure.
what?
I got you. Yeah.
I'm strolling. It might take me a minute to leave the shop. I know all of us getting cleaned up, but I still feel like I look better than you before I even get to the parking lot. And it's the longest walk to the car.
That's
We
funny.
strolling, man.
I get put on
Waiting.
restrictions. Hey, Shorty be like, come back to the house
Oh,
first. Come back to the house. Let
I get it.
me understand what's going on. Let me see what's going on. Be out here in these folks' face smiling. You know what I mean? Because you gonna be smiling. I look good.
Hey man,
You
not
know what I
only that,
mean?
if you hey for the ladies, if you really want to change the game every now and then, just pay for your man's haircut. Just slide him, say, hey, I made an appointment for you. Go that
Hey,
way.
let me listen.
Uh,
But real quick
oh,
though, hold
but
on. Yeah, hold on. Cause listen, them haircuts be about a 50 ball now. Like it ain't like back in the day when the cuts was about a dub. Shorty
Uh-huh.
could throw
and
you
a
a
tip.
dub. Now I'm saying it shouldn't be an issue. Should be an issue. I'm just saying just
It's
be
like same with the
prepared.
nails. If you cover the nails,
Boy, them nails ain't no
Now
fifty
nails, them nails
dollars.
ain't 50 no more.
Boy, them nails ain't no
mani
$50.
petty with the full
Boy,
leg massage. What? Yeah.
boy,
This ain't
boy, we
2016
running
no more.
hundreds up. We running hundreds up.
That's
This
Okay.
crazy.
Running
design,
up
all that.
ducats. It's
Yeah,
ducats coming out the yeah. Come on,
That's
man.
crazy.
Need about 350 piece to like get the whole situation going. Like, yeah, nah. Come on, man. Come on, man. But
350 is nasty work.
it's a bro, like the economy, man. It's crazy out here, bro. Like everything is a tax.
yeah,
Like
bro. These nail techs, lash techs, all these folks, bro, they are
it's
taxing.
it's to the point now. If you get the line up with the fade, they calling that a real haircut, like a full
Yes.
cut. It's
Yeah,
like,
Yes.
yeah,
yo, my
bro.
man, you ain't even. You just cleaned up the, but whatever.
Celebrity barbers messed up the game, bro.
Big fat sweet. Listen, sweets messed up the barber game. The sweet game for the barbershop joint, like y'all are cooking the community aspect of what the barbershop was, dog. It can't be 20 folks in the suite getting off the conversation. Like, come on, bro. Y'all messing up. Y'all, we losing recipes, like for real. Like, y'all, we got to get back to that. Cause
Yeah, bro.
when my barber went to a suite and it's love, bro. It's no beef, but it's like I- come on, cuz I gotta book you on the app, and now I gotta book you 2 months out on the app. I used to pull up at 8 o'clock on the Saturday,
Business is booming, my guy.
had my whole Saturday gone. But it's like there was still like hey, my man, I could and it was cool. Now it's like you can't even get around, you can't even do it. Like you can't even have
Okay.
a little
So
situation
honest,
with your barber. You've been my barber for 10 years.
okay. So before we get to cooking, honest conversation, keep it clean. Y'all got a backup barber?
Yeah.
I don't
Ah,
right now. I
you
don't.
disloyal whore.
I
No,
don't.
listen. This is after 10 years. Like it took a while. It took a year before I like went to another barber type. I just ain't get a cut. But like after a while, it's like I gotta go figure something out.
I think there
Like,
should be parameters if you have a backup. Like, for
oh, like
example,
you mean a
my
backup
barber.
while I had bruh? No, I didn't have a backup while
Okay,
I had bruh. It's
okay,
not
just
until
checking.
I
You
left
know.
bruh. No.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
yeah.
I
I was
had to
about to say.
find another barber, is what I was saying. Yeah, no.
I was about to look at you different, man. I was like, nah, man.
Oh,
See,
Yeah,
oh
bro.
no, but
Gotta
I was
be.
about
listen,
to look at you
listen.
different.
When I first went to college and moved, moved away from the crib and went to college out there, I ain't get a haircut for like a year and a half because I was like, I ain't like if unless I go back home, and I ain't had no car at the time, so I wasn't going back home. So it was like, bro, I just grew the hair out because it's like I don't trust it. I got a
Yeah.
particular hairline. I ain't playing them type of games, bro. Like
You didn't have faith in yourself?
to cut my
Oh, hell no.
At
hell
least
no.
edge up. Just at least edge up.
I
I
cut
do
my
that.
Maybe I'm just.
I catch this. I catch this. But like when you get to trying to fade and do all that, it's like
I
I
see.
ain't nah.
Before I grew out my hair, I learned as a kid. So I went through my trial and error like third, fourth grade, and then
Mm.
where I started
mm,
getting hesitant was when my hair coming out because like man, going with a plug and having to start all over.
Yeah, see,
Yeesh.
that's why I
But the
couldn't.
lineup and the taper at least by the sideburns, I could kill that as the back part that I get nervous with
Yeah,
having long hair, bro. Yeah,
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 see,
yeah,
I
yeah,
cut
for sure.
myself one time, and that was during COVID. Like I was in the thick of COVID, hair grew out. can't see barbers. I tried it. It worked. I did it well. The edge up was bad. I always practice on myself with the edge up since I was 14 because we was poor. So I was getting my hair cut by my mama for a while. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I was getting my haircut
Shout
by
out to
my
Mom
auntie for a
Dukes.
second.
So I
Yeah,
was out
for sure.
there. Shout out moms, arthritis and all, carpal tunnel and all. Still getting it. She cut Pop's hair still, and so me, I practiced doing the lineup. Still never got perfect. So we fast forward to COVID. Did it. I was like, bro, this shit looks terrible. Luckily, nobody's seeing me. But
Yeah, I got to
COVID was
see
the
it.
time.
I'll keep it
COVID
super
was the time to
clean,
really master it, though.
and I'll
COVID
keep
was the
it.
time. Like we missed an opportunity.
You
yeah,
probably no, definitely, but like, cause I'll keep it super clean. I got it. My hairline is receding. I'm not playing games trying to like be drawer man on myself. I need a professional. Hop in here. Don't take it too far back. Just follow the line, and we out of there. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
real
Like
honesty.
real
That's real
deal, bro.
honesty.
Like and in case y'all don't know, men get your mother's hairline. So like,
Shout out to Mom Dukes. You got a
shout out
beautiful
mom,
hairline.
dude.
I
shout
love
out to
it.
y'all's moms, man. My mom had me out here looking crazy, cause like,
And last but not least, shout out to you, Pops, because to this day, I'm still trying to figure out the lesson of you taking the boys to the barber, making us pay for the haircut, and then you still pick the cut. Like, I just want to know what the science behind this
y'all
was.
had picked cuts.
No, yeah, with him, remember, military. It was
Yeah, true. Yeah,
the same.
but
Like, so older bros had
but he
the
had y'all
flat
looking
top.
like Brock.
Oh man, flat tops. Even when I first came in the game, like when I was 4 years old, I still got the picture. It was just clean, flat top up
Oh, my
top.
man was
Oh
kid and
man,
play in,
Bro, what?
third
What,
grade.
man?
yeah, yeah.
Older bro tried to come home with the Gumby one
No,
time. That
he had
that
you
man
look.
said, "Yeah." Clean.
What's the who was the black dude, the politician dude that was like running around with Trump, the idiot though, like he was
Herschel
him.
Markle,
Pops had you
Herschel
looking like
Walker.
cuz.
Yeah, man, Herschel Walker, bro. Yeah, man. We had
Damn.
I couldn't pick my haircut, and even when I did, that wasn't until like maybe 8th grade, and it was just a short, sweet taper. That was it.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
it,
that's
man.
all you need. That's all you need. Hey man,
Shit,
let's
man.
go ahead and get into it, man. Let's get our kicks off. We here, brother. Solos, keep it clean, solos. I'm gonna go ahead and start this off if y'all brothers don't mind. Elon, we ain't gonna take too long. Just real quick. I just want to let you know it's not the flex or the stunt that you think it is to tell us that you spent millions and millions and millions of dollars to elect somebody that you knew was on that list and allegedly a pedophile. That's just weird on your behalf. Like, so you knew, but it's you know what I'm saying? It's like when somebody pull and be like, yeah, buddy catch some weird charge. Your man got whoopty whoop charges. And then it's like you sitting here like, yeah, man, I knew cuz was wild, but like I had to let y'all know. It's like, wait, so you knew. How long did you know? And why did
Yeah,
you then go and spend millions of dollars on cut? So that's it. I ain't nothing crazy. Just like, bro, you're a weirdo. You're only showing you're more of a weirdo by revealing this information. And if you're gonna tell us anything, tell us the real. Tell us how y'all stole the election. Tell us the real vibe. Like, let
no,
it
he did. He
fly.
did on the
No,
cool. He
he
did
did.
say
He
he.
did on the low key, but
Yeah,
I'm saying like boot up that cat for real. Like really boot it up and like let us know something for real. Like get it off your chest. Cause I know you put like you getting there, but you're not really all the way there yet. So like take that real long drag of that cat and just, you know what I'm saying? Let it
I,
fly, brother.
I think on the cool though, it's a buildup. They battling right now.
I'm
I think
waiting
they
on it.
Sure.
waiting.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
waiting on it.
Jab. It's the jab, bro. Like
Cause
we
they ain't
still
heavy punching yet. They just still
No.
light jabbing right now. It's like
this
round
is
one, they still feeling each other out.
yeah, this is like that in the push-ups.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, exactly.
That's a
Exactly
good,
what it's
yeah.
like, bro.
It's like we ain't got a euphoria or meet, and I'm waiting
Yeah,
on Meet the
man.
Grams. I need that
Yeah,
Meet the
like
Grams to come out.
it's just
Yeah.
jabs measuring the distance. Just
For sure. That's
okay.
a
Yeah,
fact.
yeah, man. So
I'm
I'll
a, I'm
let
a, oh,
go
go ahead, Ray.
ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm gonna actually follow it up. My keep it clean actually gonna be on Elon too, just in a different direction.
Let's get it.
So Nick hit you with, it's not a flex, my nigga. It's also not a flex to buy an app to push the media agenda for mans to win, and then destroy that app, and then turn around and say, "Oh well, I, it's me, nigga. We don't care. You're an idiot. Like you are an idiot.
X
Everything.
is X is terrible.
Like
Like
you
I
destroyed
hate
an
that app
app.
so much now, bro.
it's so
Like
bad.
it's
Like we can all agree, like Twitter was like a fun place to be. Some like I ain't gonna hold y'all. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Yesterday, like when they started popping off, I was like, this is kind of where it used to be, like where it's
yeah,
just like foolishness going on and it's fun. But it's like once Buddy bought that app, I don't want to see no all of these American flags on my app, man.
bro.
I'm
Like
good. I'm
like
straight.
you destroy like he's a part of like the destruction of social media because
Mhm.
of social engineering. Because let's be real, he really social engineered that app when he bought it.
Yeah, facts. You start pushing right wing content, conspiracy theory content, homophobic content, transphobic content. Like, come on, man. Yeah,
But yeah, so Elon,
Man,
bro, you it's not a flex to say I bought the app to push the negativity that you push and then fall out with mans over it like shortly after. And we told you, we all knew y'all was gonna fall out. Like you thought you were the president, and your
he
son
low
thought
key
he was like
was.
the vice president.
it's but it's like you gotta
He
know who
low
you,
key was.
but you gotta know who you playing with. You gotta know who you playing with. At a certain point,
You
you
know it's
gotta
a
know.
ticking time bomb.
Buddy is not. He really like that all the time. So it's like once I'm talking about Donald is really like that all the time. So it's like in this moment, he might be letting you feel like, oh yeah, Elon, cool, he rocking. Like we rock with Elon. But as soon as it's like, all right, that okay, yeah, that's a dub. We off that. And once you not in line, or it's even he could even be like, we rock with Elon, he cool. Soon as you say something outside of what he got going on, or you disagree, he like, well, I don't understand why he would do that. He act like I ain't just invite him into my office and do the whole like he really like that. So you had to know
Yeah.
at some point this was gonna go like this. Like,
Yeah.
come on, fam. You had to know. You had to know.
Okay. Well, I'll follow up with y'all. Not so much on the direct person, but just understand where you have to be as a person and keep it clean with yourself. There's three options. You trust the government, you're a sane person, and you know history. You can't do all three. At best, you might be able to do two out of the three. Because if you trust the government wholeheartedly, you don't really know history.
You ain't
If you
really right.
know the
Yeah.
history, you can't trust the government. And if you trust the government and you know history, you
You
have to
have
be
to be
insane, dog.
insane.
Some
Like,
some off
there's no
there.
That's
possible way,
perfect.
bro. There's just
That's
no way,
perfect.
man. So come to terms with whatever two you're willing to rock with, and then we just gonna try to meet in the middle, dog. Just keep it clean with yourself. Pick your two.
Big
Pick your
facts.
two, bro.
Big facts. All right, let's keep it moving. Cap in your raps. I'm gonna go ahead and get us started real quick. DDG, and this ain't even like me saying you capping because I ain't say you was capping. The judge did though. So that being said, you tried to file your little response restraining order against against Hallie and all of that. Judge said, "Fuck out of here." Duh. And you're capping, bro. And beyond that, this is what I really want to like drill home. And this is not just for you. This is for anybody it may apply to. If you are in a legal situation that has to do with things like custody, restraining orders, stuff like that, and somebody is calling you violent, it would behoove you to not be in a public place like DreamCon sanctioning violence against people who make jokes about your name. And then it would also behoove you to not go further and get on the internet and tell people that you did that to people who make fun of your name when you're actively being portrayed as violent and trying to portray yourself as not violent. So, you know, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing too much.
That's facts.
like something about just finally turning off the camera. Just
The f-
that generation right or that age group right after us. Just you don't know what it's like to not
Yeah.
document yourself doing something crazy,
it's
bro.
like, bro, the dude comes up to you. You're on stream at all times, which is also an issue just in general for me. It's like everything shouldn't be on camera, but cool, that's what y'all done bought into. But he pull up on him and like, yo, I really want to do that to bro. And you say, go ahead. And then follow over there And then as soon as the altercation starts, you go, don't film that. Brother, we've been filming this whole, and also everyone around you is a streamer. So do you think we're not gonna see this? Come on, fam. Like, just think.
Yeah, bro.
Use your head, man. Use your head.
So
That's a
I
damn
saw
shame.
someone tweet that ever since he cut his locks, all the air to his head been affecting his his equilibrium and thought, bro. He not used he
Like,
not used to all that other
just use the brain God gave you, man.
Yeah, bro.
Please,
Yeah,
please.
bro.
What y'all got for capping your raps this week, man?
I'll
Man,
let Ev go.
all right, man. So my capping your raps. Timberland, this is for you, sir. We
Mm.
know you are a legend. We know you want to be groundbreaking and everything. But this new move that you're doing, you are creating a record label, Stage Zero, called Stage Zero, for AI artists. A-pop is the new genre you're calling it. This is crazy. This is one layer.
What?
He's creating a new genre called A-pop, which is for AI artists, and he has a new AI artist that he already assigned his first
He already
artist.
signed. He
Yeah, he's
signed
already
an artist.
signed an artist. This is crazy, right? This is layer one.
Y'all finna piss me off. Go
But
ahead.
here's the cap in the raps here, because Timbaland has been in the streaming world now, where he streams on Twitch and stuff, where he makes beats and he takes artist requests from new up and coming independent artists, like anybody, like all just new guys. There you go.
He been
There you
training that
go.
AI.
There you go.
He been
Look,
training that AI up.
you already getting it. This is the cap of your raps.
You
You were telling
sicko.
all these people, you were telling all these young, bright, inspiring, hopeful minds who were just trying to get their feet off the ground musically and get a start by getting their critiques in a platform on Twitch and being streamed in a public platform, getting their music heard. And you were taking that music and having them submit music to you. They were sending you their music. And lo and behold, your ass was going in and using all of it to train an AI model to
He's a
create
client
the music.
That is nasty.
that because
That
I'm
is
sure
That
I'm
nasty.
is
sure for them to go
disgusting.
and do that, they signed something to where they gave away everything that they created to him.
It's
Not
somewhere
Timberland
in
being an
it's
intentional
somewhere
client.
it's somewhere in the situation of, like, you had to know if we do use it, because they gonna fry you on the contract side of that for sure. And if it's AI involved, he's definitely, like, if this is his label, he's not giving up no percentages on
Is
it.
his label, and
That
Nah.
guess
is
first artist, her name is Tata. She has a single called Her that will be releasing soon.
we will not be tuning in.
This is
I don't
disturbing.
think you have a choice. I feel like it's gonna pop up.
I'm not listening to that shit. I'm
And
not listening to no AI nothing. That's why I don't like Taylor Made. I don't want to hear that shit. I
and,
don't want
and
to
this
hear
was
none of
this
that.
is the thing, Timberland. I know, Lord forgive me for where I'm gonna go with this, but I know what you on. We don't want to hear no Aaliyah AI records. We do not.
Facts.
Oh God, man.
Facts. That's a
We
fact.
do not.
It's a fact. I don't want to hear none of
Because
that.
at
I didn't even
every
think about that, man.
that was the
Yeah.
that's the
I
second
can
thing
see
that
it
came
going
to
there,
my
because
brain.
he was doing. I think he was doing something like this with, like, Biggie vocals or something like that,
If I'm
like,
not
Yeah.
mistaken,
or
yeah.
something. Yeah. So yeah. Timberland,
So
stop being
Actually,
weird, bro.
no,
Respect the
wait,
art.
hold on. We can't even leave there really quick because I'm looking at it as we speak. This man got it off in an interview saying this election divided us. Watch this nasty flip. This election just divided us. What I mean by that, it divided the music. It sound bland. It sound boring. We talk about AI, but shit, that's the only thing that has a pure soul right now that
A
you could create
pure
something and
soul.
express your true feelings and it come out beautiful. He got this off.
Nah. Yeah.
It just slid this under the radar,
Yeah.
and we didn't
Timberland,
catch it. That
stop capping, bro. Stop
and,
capping.
and, and see now, since we on you, Sue, since I brought you up, we know you was capping. We know you was on steroids back in the day too, my nigga. Like, stop, bro. Like, like
only Ev on this pod could
COVID
get that
came,
bullet
because
off.
guess what, bro? COVID came and you ain't lived not one weight, and all them flabs came right the fuck back. So, like, hey, my nigga, like you, Buster, all you niggas, like, you probably on the
Oh, he
Ozempic
calling
right
out the
now.
juice heads.
All you niggas,
He
bro.
calling out the
Like
juice.
this AI shit really pathetic. Like,
The
and you doing this label
only
shit
rapper
on your ass, boy.
only rapper that
Just
work out, I believe, is Method Man. Method Man, Jada Kiss. You know what I'm
Nelly.
saying? Nelly. They be
Nelly.
in the gym.
Yeah.
They be really in the gym. Like
I
Styles.
believe
You know what I mean? They be
uh
in the gym.
I Okay, which one worse? Would you the ones that juiced up or the ones that been working out for years and you ain't seen nan progress
If you
between
if you
Khaled and Ross?
as long as you they're not working.
Yeah,
They're not working.
if
Well,
you just gotta
actually,
be honest.
Ross lost some weight. Ross lost some weight.
He did. He did
Ross lost
because
some
he was
weight. So we
yeah.
can Ross. I would take the Ross approach over juicing. Like,
Oh,
come on, man. Like, what we doing, bro?
at least like,
We
being
ain't never
consistent,
pumping
son.
PEDs. We ain't
At least
never
being
promoting
consistent.
PEDs.
Like
Not the
I don't
PEDs
rock
to get you big, not the PEDs to get you smaller, not those
yeah.
Ozempic needs. We ain't pushing that.
Like I don't rock
Never.
with steroids, but at least be transparent and honest about it, Dr. Dre. Like be real about that because one, we can tell. That's just one we can tell. We can tell. All right.
He just let the he just start letting it go.
he
That
been
should be
he been
annoying.
We on hip hop
he
though.
been eyeing
It just be
people.
annoying. While we're at it, I'm sorry.
We on
While
hip
we're
hop.
at it, they all it's capping your raps. It all lines up.
Let's keep it going,
Okay.
man. What's,
Well
what's
then
up?
I would have to keep it. I'll have a cap in my rap for myself. I'm not gonna lie. Ever since they announced the enhanced games, I've been interested. Where it's just you are allowed to completely steroid juice up
Yeah.
and just see how far you can take it, and then they
Oh,
compete
that's
against each other. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna hold you, bro.
I would watch it. I'll watch it.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh
They got
yeah.
yeah, they got it. I think they got it set like they have the enhanced games, which is set for May 2026. So they've been showing people already training. They had a swim competition the other
The
day, and they
swimmer.
showed a dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they
I
showed him
seen
because
him.
he's a competitive swimmer. They showed the before and after. Nick, that
This finna be the most aggressive competition we've ever seen. Folks is gonna be Roy raging out. This actually might be great TV. I'm not gonna
With
lie.
that being said, in the build-up process, I do think those people need to be isolated. You shouldn't be
Yeah,
around
Oh
soft,
yeah.
gentle creatures in the
yeah,
process of regularly juicing up. We
Yeah.
know what the effects are, so keep it
yeah.
clean with
You need to
yourself.
be. Yeah, they need to go to the
I
asylum right quick and kick it.
I hope all y'all are single. I hope I hope when you brought this
Yeah.
to your significant other, they were like, and they saw the red flag before it hit the ground, and
And
they
just
made a
exit.
proper decision.
Exit stage left. You feel me?
Oh god.
Let's keep it hip hop, man. So Lil Wayne, the Carter 6 just dropped yesterday. We've been waiting for this for a while. Wayne has been on I would say a pretty decent run as far as like feature verses. And it dropped. I don't like this. I'm not sorry. This is not good. Like okay, let me keep it clean. Rap wise, I get it. Like it's bars, it's a lot of bars. It's a lot of bars that don't necessarily connect to one another, but it's a lot of bars. You're rapping your ass off. I get it. These beats, fam. What happened with the beats? Where like I think if he would have took those raps and put them on like Griselda type beats, been like, all right,
Somewhere.
like, all right, cool. I get it. But like this right here, I'm because I don't want to be too like hard on it because it's like, bro, you a legend. You one of the older people, and I do want older people to rap. And if this is how you rap, like I'm not mad at it. Just get better beats. These beats is not good, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's all I got though. Yeah, I'm not going back to this album because the beats are not good. Ray, Ev, want to go next?
You want to go first or you want me? Right.
Nah, you go ahead.
All right, man.
I feel like
Follow
Ray is
along.
going. I feel like Ray is going to like shoot a rocket off when he get. But go ahead.
Follow along with me, man.
See, he booting up now.
Wheezy F baby and the F is for finished. Wheezy F baby and the F is for forget it. Wheezy F baby and the F is for features only. Wheezy F baby and the
Oh
F
my
is for
god.
fuck no. Wheezy F baby and the F is for finito. I don't think I want to hear you more anymore. I'm
Oh
good.
god.
I'm good. I'm good.
Hey man, hey, you might have to run that back. That's
Yeah,
I'm
you
good.
that I don't even
bro,
know if
you
you
got
can do that
wavy.
again, but you got crazy right there. Like, oh, Weezy F baby and the F is for features only.
And guess what? I thought of that one literally when you said he was on a good feature run. I had already knew the other ones that I was gonna say. I thought of that one
I,
when you just said it. That's why I started smiling because I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna
I
throw
feel
that in there too." Yeah,
I almost
Oh
feel
yeah.
like that
man.
was a challenge. Like we
Yeah,
gotta at least circle around and come up with a.
I thought you was about to like. I thought you was finna rhyme
I was
after
about to
you.
try to keep going, but once I said it, because once I said finito, I was like, "Oh, I don't know what I can do to say." Because I said, I was like,
In Nemo, you should have just, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You know what I mean? We gonna figure by the end of the show, everybody gonna be a rapper. We'll
But
get to that later.
it's that, bro. I'm gonna put it this way. When we got to the Rock the Bells homage track, I know that's like track 6, 7 or something like
No, I
that.
think that's
I
track
had
two.
enough. I
Wait,
had
what is that?
enough. I know I got the Cotton Candy with Chains. I know I got there,
Mm.
and I think that's like 8. But when
Yeah,
we got to that Rock the Bells, I had enough. I
Rock
had
the
com-
Bells is number 3.
I had enough.
because were you listening on shuffle or like
No,
you
I was
genuinely
listening
had
to
enough
it
by
one.
that's
First off,
crazy.
I can take you track by track. My thinking. The first song, I'm like,
I'm gonna have to
it's
do
a
that.
cool intro. The first track, I'm like, it's a cool intro track. It was cool. It's cool. The second one threw me for a loop because I'm like, this is track 1 again. It
Mhm.
was
Yeah,
literally track 1 again. So it was like, why did you just do another intro essentially? So
Yeah.
then we get into Rock
yeah.
the Bells, and it's like, you just tried to do LL in
And it's
2025.
and it's like I get it. And this is the thing though, like, cause as I'm listening to it, I'm like in the homage piece, I understand it. And also I'm looking at it like Lil Wayne is like 50. You know what I'm
No, no, no,
saying?
no, no. He's not. He's 43.
Oh. But even still,
Yeah,
even still, right? Even
He's a
still,
young older man.
I could see the older rapper being like, I'm about to try to sample some type of way, interpolate some classic, whatever. And it's like, I'm not mad at that attempt. It needed a better beat. Like that's really my only like real kind of like downfall with design because I'm not mad at the raps all the time. Like it's cool.
And
Rain hasn't given us
Nick,
like structured, thoughtful raps in a while. So I don't expect that from him. You know what I'm
and
saying?
that's a part of the problem. We all need to sit that man in the room and be honest with him. Hey, man, you've been rapping gibberish since you came home from jail. Your features is
even on
when
features.
your features is your feature run that you've been on started during COVID.
And the feature run is
Uh-huh.
based in a lot of the flows. It's not based in like a lot of what he's saying.
So let's be real. Since you came home from jail, which was 2010, you started to go into a lane of, and maybe he's a victim of his own success of where he was at the pinnacle of when he went to jail. That's
I,
when he was doing the rock stuff. He was venturing off,
I could tell
but
you exactly what it is. Wayne is still a punchline rapper.
oh, for sure, that too.
That's the issue. Like Wayne is still a punchline rapper and he raps very much like a punchline rapper. And it's like at a time when he was at his peak, he
Punchline.
wasn't that was what it was. So it was like everybody was that was the thing. But now today it's like folks not really worried about like that's cool. That's an addition to what people like, but it's not the thing anymore. So it's like he has to, which is why I think the flow part was cool because it's like now you can just skate in the flow, say it cool, and keep it moving. Great. But Indeed's a good beat though. And like, come
His
on,
rap,
man.
his rap power was stored in them dreads.
Like Samson.
Come on, man.
He only got like 2 left, and here we
Yeah,
are.
yeah. He the Samson of rap. When he loses hair, he loses strength. That's tough. That's
That's
tough.
wicked.
We not gonna
That's
slide by Nick just blatantly lying to our face though. I was
well,
waiting. That's why I let you go first,
what I
because I
lie
wanted to
about?
see what you said.
I
That
think I
man,
know what he's gonna say.
yeah, that man said we
Oh,
was
I said
looking
we was
forward
waiting
to
on
it.
it.
Both of y'all dead ass looked me in my eye on this very pod and said y'all don't give no cares and no fucks about a Wayne album dropping when I brought it up. No, you look me dead in
Fair,
my
fair
eye.
enough, fair enough, fair enough. I mean, meaning like the next installment of the Carter for me is always going to be an
Uh,
awaited thing. Like,
Backpedal.
sure, yeah,
Backpedal.
sure, I'll take that. I'll take that.
this
I wasn't excited to go listen to it. Like, it's not a long awaited for me like that. I'm just saying, like, oh, it's a new Wayne album, and it's a new Carter album. So it's like that's the thing. Like that's
The
a
fact
staple.
that we are even discussing it in this detail when both of y'all told me y'all don't care is even more funny to me.
Listen, I
The
had to
fact
go
that
listen
it's
to it
even
when it was
discussed.
getting
It's because he's
fried.
a legend.
It's like he a legend. And then when I got up, everybody was like, listen, man, he made hustler music. Listen, man, he made hustler music. Listen, man, he made hustler music. And I was just like, if y'all have to cope like this, let me at least go see what's going on. And
Your,
yeah, I get it. I
your
understand.
chick try to beat my meat. That's that meat assault. He said that.
And you said that just need to be on better beats.
And with that, so the
But because
clips, so the clips, so the clips, because I'm not even listen. I also said I wasn't mad at the raps all the time, is what I said.
He said, put that on the
Mm.
Griselda.
It might hit. It might hit. You never know. It might hit. It depends on
you
the
know
flow,
niggas
man.
get killed by default. Tune act a donkey like hee haw.
I could see that going crazy on a Griselda beat.
On the Griselda beat, you're sick. You're
Absolutely.
sick, man.
Imagine it with a West Side Gun voice. You know, tune act a donkey like he hot. And see,
I would
that'll
listen
get
to that from West Side specifically because my expectations for West Side aren't as high as they are for Wayne.
you got me. Big Joker. You got me. You got me. Good work. All
Now,
right.
hey, oh wait,
What's up?
hold on. This is gonna be a running thing for me. I'm sorry. Now, especially when we speak about rappers potentially reaching a past a prime, Andre 3000. I'm sorry. I get it now too. I get the other side of it. See,
Yeah. Like if I put out the album and this happens, it'd be like, see, I told y'all I wasn't
like,
want to rap. I told y'all. But that's the
like,
issue though. Wayne wants to rap. Like he wanted to do this.
We all want to make millions. Doesn't mean we can.
but he can from just saying anything.
Features. Stick to features. Do what Andre does. Stick to features.
Yeah, that's features only. Weezy F
Do what
Baby and
Andre
the
does.
F
Stick to
is
features.
for features only. I'm with you.
One last thing, folks. I'm sorry because this Wayne thing is really funny. How do y'all feel about no Drake, no Wayne, no Drake, no Nicki? Like,
And
it's
no,
just really
Makes
that's
him
the
sense.
only part.
alone.
That's the only part that I had to it because I guess I was misled. I could have sworn either in the group chat or somewhere else someone had tweeted the expected songs, and I saw like Drake, MGK. It looked random. It had Bono on there too. It had
Yeah,
like a
folks be
Miley
lying.
Cyrus feature.
Folks
Yeah,
be
but
lying.
so I saw that, and with the expectation of like, oh, okay, because I saw it and I was like, this looks trash, but I might go listen to the Drake feature. But running it through, I kept looking for the song. I was highly disappointed in what he selected, even to have Big X to plug and not let Big X rap because you went and got a new hot artist and you didn't let him really rock out. You just had him with the feature. So it looked weird not having them there. But
It made sense to me. Drake ain't coming out for a feature right now, and like a Nicki feature is like, what is that
doing
really about to
nothing
do
for
for
him.
you?
It
You
does
know.
nothing
So
for him.
I got it. It made sense to me. I
Yeah,
ain't think too much of it.
But no Young
but
Money artist was weird to me, just in general. You didn't
Young
have a
Money is
Tiger feature.
over. Young
Him
Money
and
is
Tiger still
over.
money.
Young Money is
Him and Tiger was still
over.
kicking it on the
It's
stream like
over.
3 weeks ago.
Young
All
Money
right.
is over. Our future is over. It's over. We grown.
yeah.
It's done.
Like, and I'm sorry.
It's
Like,
over.
I can talk about more issues with this Wayne album than positive. So
Yeah, we
I'm
won't.
sorry.
Yeah,
We can
let's
move
not. Wayne is a legend. I hope you in great health. I hope you get better beats. That's like go lock in with the Alchemist or something. That would be crazy. Like Alchemist, quick little 20-minute joint, get up out of there. But yeah, Clipse. Clipse was making some news this week. They said a lot of things, but we're gonna focus on their Def Jam departure. So the Clipse let us know that was it UMG or Def Jam? Def Jam that told them to censor Kendrick's verse in Whips and Chains.
Def Jam.
Yeah, but that was only because they were an extension of
An
UMG.
extension of
So
UMG, right? So
you could argue possibly both, but I don't. Yeah, yeah,
okay, got you. Yeah.
yeah.
Basically, Def Jam pulled up on Pusha T and the clip or pulled up on the Clips and said, we need y'all to either censor or remove this Kendrick Lamar verse if you want this album to come out. He said no. They said, well, then we're not putting the album out. So he bought himself and the Clips and himself out of their deal, which was a 7-figure deal. Sheesh. Yeah, bought themselves out of their deal. They went and signed with Rock Nation. So now we get the album out, of course, with the Kendrick verse. I'll say, just to start, this is what we was talking about, man. This is the exact type of shit that we was talking about with suing labels and all of that about diss tracks. We have never, at least not that I know of, we haven't. Well, there's been instances of like 50 Cent saying stuff like, I'm gonna push your whole album back if you do XYZ. But it's like we've never had a like legitimate fear of being like, yo, I won't be able to put out this song because it's this and such in hip hop. Not that I know of. And now that we've gotten to a point where labels, golly, where labels is asking artists to take people off of their songs or censor the verse or take stuff out of verses to put albums out. I don't like this shit at all.
Yeah.
And Drake is the culprit. So you gotta hold the L. Like, yeah, this is ridiculousness.
Is this also the same example that was brought up when it came to the Maybach Music situation?
Yep.
The
Yes.
track?
Yep.
And the
Okay,
Pop
'cause
Smoke track.
So yeah, let me real quick with that backstory. So Pusha T also addressed that with the Pop Smoke verse when it got taken off. He said nobody knew what that verse was about. He told them and got them to take it off. And if he'll tell them about that, there's no telling what else he'll tell. And this is back in COVID time. And lo and behold, he's suing now. So it's, yeah, he got the Maybach verse taken off. He got the Pop Smoke verse taken off, or he got the verse on the Pop Smoke song taken off, his verse on the Maybach song taken off, and they tried to take Kendrick's verse off his album. And this is all because he lost the beef.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, come on, man. This is weak. This is not hip hop.
It's not at all. And it's funny that they doing it all because of how the optics look.
Mm-hmm.
And it just it's just funny of that of, oh, these two being together because they beat him is just what that will represent. What does that matter? Because now you just assuming.
yeah,
And then that censorship, man, it makes you realize like that's something like when in Kendrick with this beef with everything, that's something he was always fighting against in a way. Like a
Yep.
lot of these artists are fighting against that censorship. Uh, and Drake, hell, Drake suing. That's what he trying to show himself as being a martyr of.
And that's why it's some bullshit. It's like,
And
dog, we have artists being censored for they takes on Gaza. We got artists being censored for political reasons, like real artists really being censored for their political takes. And you got folks, you trying to censor folks based because in a disagreement, because they don't like you.
yeah.
Like, bro, go rap.
And the fact that that's really an occurring thing with Drake, like even outside of music, like they saying, like from what apparently I don't know if it's a fact, but I've heard this for years. Oh, Degrassi, he got off of Degrassi because he wanted to be out of the wheelchair, and they were like, "Well, for the show's sake, we can't just take you out the wheelchair."
Yeah.
And he kind of like got himself taken off the show because he was upset about that. Like, and he was doing stuff behind the scenes because you got to think Jimmy on Degrassi was a big thing at that point of oh 03, oh 04, oh 05, oh
Yeah.
06.
Yeah.
So it's crazy when you see the leverage and power that he gets, what he uses it for, and now the reoccurring theme of it.
Yep.
And it's
yeah.
kind of just like it sucks.
What you got, Ray?
It's just it's the constant annoyance of dealing with a party where their own made up sensitivity and feelings have now taken over and people aren't able to act appropriately. Similar to APAC, of things that you don't have to, you know, you, you you can't say the words, but he is the representation of the same thing that we deal with everywhere else that's outside of music. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I shout out to Clipse for even being able to pull themselves out of that situation in the first place.
Yeah.
Let's start there, man. It's tough too because up until this point, from what we're aware of, they've had no issues really with Def Jam until oh boy got involved, and they're consistent in what they do. I don't I don't know if it's more because of the lawsuit being active that they did it this time, because it looked like they would still I might be on the side to be able to at least believe if the judge didn't say push it forward with the petition that Drake and whoever his camp are to pull out like, hey, show us the numbers and whatever the case may be. I think if that was rejected, we get the verse, no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but because hey man, we might have paperwork on the line. Can you please? Can you? And Pusha said, nah.
Yeah, no, we're not doing it. And shout out to Push. Shout out to
Yeah.
Push, man. Shout out to Push. Like he always pushed that line, no pun intended. Like he always gonna push that hard line and just stand on the side he stand on. And yeah, shout out to you, man. Because we want to hear that verse.
We do.
I need to hear the link up of those two after all of this. Yeah, I need. Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah,
And
they always try to stop you from pushing back against APAC, and Drake is APAC.
That's a double.
yeah,
That's a
it
double.
is.
So it might be a
You know,
triple. We
don't
gonna.
ask me how.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
But yeah, the nuts on Push, man. Shout out to him because, and that's the thing is reading it, like reading that article, Stephen Victor too. Like he had 3 albums left on that deal.
Yeah.
Like,
Got
and
about there.
that's why it was a million. Like the thing was, they was cool with letting Clipse go. They were like,
Yeah, they're like you, yeah, because he's a solo artist on Def
you,
Jam as well. Yep.
you can't leave though.
Got up out of
And
there.
he like, well, we gotta go, and that's a real like shout out to him.
And think about how goofy that is, because who on Def Jam?
And that's the thing. They like this was that's a real thing. Like they actually like needed this. You would think they needed
Like, come on, man.
like music. The hip hop is in the dumps this year. Like we can see, like there's no song of the summer. By default,
Yeah.
the Drake album is the album of the rap year by default.
Yeah.
You know, and to a degree. So it's kind of like music is in the dumps. So Def Jam, and honestly, is in the dumps because of the lawsuit, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things. So shout out to Push for having that. And hey, sometimes it ain't what you know, it is who you know. Because guess what? He picked up that phone. Hey, ho. And like they said, they got their deal done under 24.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And now we get the verse.
Yeah.
And fuck Def Jam, because they still want some money off the album still too.
Yeah, of course. You know how that
Like
goes.
the
Sunset
fact that they
clause.
still like, come on, bro. Like, nah.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to
Def Jam
Clipse.
has ruined a lot of our favorite artists, and I don't want that to slide by. Eventually, as we get further down the line and we see more of our favorites be free, I do want to have that conversation, but I don't want to cause any troubles for you brothers. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to Def Jam.
Okay, I'm just making.
I ain't going to Def Jam for shit.
I don't know if Brother Rose, you know what I'm saying? And really quick, shout out to Rose. We didn't even give him the
salute to Rose, man. Safe travels, brother.
Yeah, he moving around, but the real story is Nick didn't call him and say goodnight. So, you know, Rose a little upset. That's why
I'm crying. Yeah, he gonna have something to say for you when he get back. Because I didn't sanction that. I didn't sanction that, and we don't do that,
call
brother.
Your man to say goodnight?
No, I don't. Would you like to start the trend? Would you like to? No, I mean, I don't have a problem doing it. Would you like me to start calling you to say goodnight, my brother?
Y'all can just text me.
No, Ray, would you like me to call you and say goodnight when I'm going to bed? Would you like?
I feel like I don't even have to answer that question because your lady will look at you sideways to where you have your own conversation.
Hey, don't talk to me about her. I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Would you like me? No, you see how he avoiding the question? You see this in real time?
You mentioned it.
You brought this whole thing. I'm asking you. Would you like me to call you?
I want you to call me and say goodnight. You don't have to do that, my brother.
Okay, cool.
I believe you have peaceful sleeps, man.
For sure.
I'm just saying that's why Rose not here. That's why.
You know, I pray all of you brothers have great days and good nights. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Keeping it going, man. We're gonna get into the beloved question segment. My brother Ray. Let's get to it, man. Floor is yours.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, fellas, the ladies want to know. They got straight to the point and asked, do y'all think men have a struggle taking relationship advice?
Yes. Yes, I would say yes.
Absolutely, and yes. Break that down for us.
I would say yes because it takes a lot of vulnerability to go to your partner or one of your mans and like first admit the turmoil going on in your relationship, or that may be the case, and then like hear somebody that may be doing better or have a solution and like take that at face value. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be ego wise, it might be difficult to break yourself down to that point to be like, yo, my man, I'm kind of fucking up in this area. do you deal with this or have you been through this, and like, do you got advice or whatever? Like a lot of dudes feel like they too good to hear advice or feel like they know more than what they do. So yeah, you fighting a lot of ego in doing that. So yeah, I would say for sure.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
say for sure. I say for sure as well, because it's kind of a lot of what Nick said is that, it's a lot of pride involved in all of these. And when you get into a relationship, is man, you always think, well, it's my relationship, it's how I make it work, it's how we make it work. What y'all doing is what y'all doing. So if I do ask you for some advice and it's not what I want to hear, I'm already gonna write it off as, well, that's how y'all do it.
Yeah,
But it's the pride of, because it's just genuine, hey, this is what I do to make it successful. Hey, yeah, this is how we do it, but listen to it of the lens of, this is how we make it work. And a lot of people just have that pridefulness about them of, well, that's how you do it, so I ain't got to worry about it no matter what. Even if they're having turmoil, they always have that pridefulness of, well, I can fix it, I can do it, I can
yeah,
make it work, I can fix the mistakes that's going on, even though
Mhm.
the mistakes are potentially like habitual.
yeah. Facts.
Okay.
you know
Because I think on the side of it, I like both of what y'all said. I think the bigger part for me, where I can speak personally, and what I've seen from my friends, most of the relationship advice that I felt was the most pertinent was when the old heads were trying to talk to us. But when they were given the advice, we weren't really in like relationship station. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
you telling me this when I'm in eighth grade, and I haven't even fathomed the idea of trying to be serious about a relationship, kind of made it more difficult, because going to y'all's point, once you get to the place of being in a relationship yourself with your partners and whatnot, sometimes it's like, bro, y'all my age. Like
Hmm.
we you feel me? So it's one of those where I think the struggle with men, especially when it comes to something like this, going to the vulnerability piece, is the, how can you at my age have more wisdom than me? Or who are you to say that it's this? Because we tend to only want to listen to quote unquote leaders.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I I also would ask, like, why do we compare relationships to make it a better thing? And I specifically want to ask men that, because that's such a weird place for us to be. And I feel that the other party does that sometimes when it comes to social media. You're comparing where they're at, travels, vacations. What does that mean for men when you're comparing what relationship is better?
I think
Go ahead.
yeah, but I think I think it depends on what you compare, right? Like if you comparing vacations and all that type of stuff, then that's so be
My
careful,
bad.
brother. But yeah, if you comparing relationships or if you were comparing like where y'all going and what y'all doing and all that type of stuff, like the flashiness, I think that can get murky real fast because you comparing like trivial stuff. Like I don't necessarily compare relationships, but I'll look at like I got a homie that's married. I got a couple homies that's married, right? I'll look at them and be like, I see a certain type of like understanding or peace over there of just like how they work together. You know what I mean? Like, and I won't
Mhm.
compare it to how we work together, but I'll just be like, if we have a similarity of like a disagreement or something like that, they'll go through that. I know we might go through. I'll be like, yo, when that come up with y'all, like what you be doing? Type of thing. And not to say like, oh, I'm gonna just do the same thing in mine, but it's just to hear the other, like another perspective of like, okay, you go through this and y'all are married. So y'all are like a stage beyond where I am. So let me just, y'all clearly had to get through that in the relationship and getting married. And now like that y'all are, I'm sure it don't just go away. So like even in that, how do you work through that over time? And so that's what I'll be trying to get to, not necessarily comparison of like, my relationship versus your relationship, what's better, but just more so like how do y'all maintain teamwork in different aspects in different areas type of thing.
That's a
If
tenured answer. I'm gonna come back to that, but that's a tenured answer.
Yeah.
okay, for sure.
And, and so I was gonna say kind of a lot of what Nick said, but it was where to answer your question of why I think a lot of people, it comes down again, ego and pride of comparing. I put it this way. I think those who feel that they are truly in a successful relationship, they do way less comparing than others. Like for me, I would say I don't really know about the comparing thing a lot because I don't. But I would say I think that when that comparison happens, it's more so when there is a slight piece of turmoil, and that comparison is the ego and pride, because I'm comparing how successful and how happy and how healthy that relationship is.
Or
Mhm.
how healthy or successful it looks.
And that's the thing, because and it's the look,
You know what I'm
and it's
saying?
one
And
of those, and
that's where I get wicked with the compare or get weary of the comparison, because it's like it looks like that, but you don't
exactly,
know what's going on until you talk to them. And then in our experience, you go ask and then you won't even listen to what they say. So it's like, where do you get
exactly,
And
out
see,
of this box, bro? Like,
and for
exactly.
both of y'all, that's where I feel like that's a tenured answer, and there's nothing wrong with that. When I say tenured, that means you done been through a lot, and that came with maturity in what you're
mhm,
answering now.
yeah,
I think when it comes to the comparison side for men, because a lot of what y'all said again is the maturity piece. You've been through relationships, and now we are at the age where you're wanting to settle in. So you
Mhm.
shifted your focus. And what that means is getting back to, if we're keeping it clean with men, I genuinely don't think any of what y'all said is what men be comparing when we're younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, if
Okay,
we're
yeah,
keeping
now,
it,
yeah,
now, now,
we more so, I do think men are on the sides. Like if we're comparing, it's looks,
yeah. It's
right?
looks.
Who
yes,
got,
yeah.
Yeah, as
yeah,
on some young shit, yeah, it's
Now
some
some
looks,
young
but
shit, yeah,
it's going
yeah,
but it's going to fry you because you're trying to keep up with something that you don't even know is a real thing or not. You know what I'm
there
saying?
you go.
That's yeah. So it's like that's because you go through like, oh well, they ain't never arguing. It's like, are you with them 24/7? Do
exactly. Are
you do you know that?
It-
And then
and
you get to see it in real time sometimes, and it's like, okay, cool. Now you got to deal with that reality of like, okay, everything don't be peaches and rainbows every goddamn day.
exactly.
okay, so what is the age, give or take? Because I know maturity comes with different time frames and different ages. What is the age you think on average it goes from physicality, you looking, we trying to compare, who got the badder one or whatever the case may be, to I'm now trying to get to the relationship piece of it.
Man,
If you're lucky, 25, 6, 7, somewhere around there.
He
But
said if you're lucky, that's
if you're
that's tough
lucky,
it,
because that's so honest. That's
because
so
again, it's like you
right.
still got the dudes that's 40 running around like, yeah,
Yeah.
good, you see so it's like if you lucky, 26, 27, 28, you really start to like, when life start to kind of come together for
and
you
that's
a little
the thing,
bit, get to calm down. But like that's if you lucky.
Mhm.
and that's what I was gonna say. 'Cause I was gonna say it really depends, really, I think, where you are in life, and where what your goals were looking like. Because I would say for the prototypical, let's say somebody went to college, like me, I went to college. For most college people, they start that 22, 21, 22, because if you found somebody in college, y'all both striving, pushing each other, you get into your paths earlier, boom. So it's like that's where you'll find it. So I think sometimes, especially for men, it kind of, for us, it's where we are in our path of our careers, I would say. If we, so for some of us, and I would say it's a,
Mhm.
if you in your bag of your career of, and you got a goal of settling down, nigga, as soon as you hit that mark of financial success, it's like, nigga, let's go, let's bring in, let's speed this up, let's do this. I think for some people, if the values don't lie with that, and niggas, hey, I'm trying to pimp it, nigga, hey, it's 45, they might hit it at 48 when age is the factor now, because some people they get there by force,
Yeah.
especially in men. They get to that point of realization of settling down by force of,
Yeah.
nigga, I'm gonna die alone.
Yeah. I
Okay.
got kids now, or yeah.
I've been
All
doing
right.
X, Y, and Z all this time, and now I want somebody.
All right. I might push the envelope a little bit further because I think what both of y'all said, it for Nick, you saying if you're lucky, for Ev, you talking about a career path. It's not if you're lucky. You are lucky. That's what I'm gonna say. Right. You are lucky if you lock in a lot earlier, mainly because I'm gonna speak specifically more so catering it to black men. We, for the most part, aren't really, as far as I believe, trained and or even looking for a relationship like that in our 20s, because we're just hitting the ground running, and for the most part we're being pushed outside, whether it's the general capitalistic idea of trying to go and make something of yourself, whether it's you just flat out not ready, whether it's you finally out the house and you trying to go chase some women or just live fun and be free. The career path thing that you talk, it evident, and I think what you're saying, you would be a severe outlier in this scenario. You didn't like you. If that's how it worked out, I don't believe we see that as often as we think, especially when you're thinking about the idea of just being in your younger 20s and getting outside. We not trying to settle down then. We seeing
Oh, for sure.
opportunity.
I'm
You know what I'm
saying,
saying? And that's what
yeah.
I'm saying. So
And
so
I'm
the way
saying
that
if when
yeah,
you're in college, if it works out,
yeah,
because
but
with most of the time, with most people, if you go to college, you end up finding someone, and you're just like high school sweethearts. Most of the time,
right.
when you go to college, you find your college sweetheart and build from there. So I would say
And,
if your career path is working in there, that's when that age range of 22, 23 will come in.
and then so that's what I will also bring up in acknowledging that. Same with a lot of high school sweethearts and the same with a lot of college sweethearts. What ends up happening, y'all do build a relationship, but because we still aren't ready for a relationship, that one also fizzles out. You know what I'm saying? Because you're
I
still
see what you're saying.
younger in that mindset. So
Yeah.
even as you're getting started, like y'all had it going, but you haven't gotten there. And that kind of pushed me to the next question, because that, I think, is a conversation in itself of how do we get there. I don't know if we have something that is looking for Black men to be in relationships, and it's not that it's necessarily a negative stereotype. It's just, I do think men in general, we not looking until 26 at the earliest. That's how I see it. Until 26 at the earliest, and it might be more so what ends up happening. It has to be factors in our life. And so what you said earlier, where we're at in life, I don't I don't always think it's where we're at in life. I think it's where the surrounding parties that we're around are at in life. If
Yeah,
you're in a friend
yeah,
group
play a part in it.
and you got like 3 or 4 of them that are in a relationship and you're the single one, you start looking for a relationship. If you in a friend group where all y'all are single, y'all can still go out to the bars and whatever the case may be. None of y'all are gonna
That'll
be looking for
usually
it.
Yeah.
be the vibe of
You,
what's going on. Yeah,
you feel
yeah,
me?
I'm with you.
So
I follow.
so in the advice piece, before I get to like kind of the last segment of it, in the advice piece, I would venture to say overall, we don't really listen. We have to see examples. And even if we have a father in our life, we always look at him like that's old head. Same with brothers, like, man,
Yeah,
they old, like,
Yeah.
yeah, because
The women today, it's like,
that's
dog,
true.
they're
you
the
feel me?
same.
Like,
They're the same, bro. They're the
Very
same.
true.
They're the
because in
same.
my mind is like, I look at my parents, man. They celebrated 40 years this year. And but when you're younger and you hearing that time, you're not thinking in 20 years.
Yeah,
You dig
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
that 20 years is like you are already old. So like
But
as
it's
far as
like
I know,
them
y'all got married when Moses was
the folks
outside,
I
bro.
want to talk to for real though, because it's like you've
They
had
want to be
40
enjoying
years
that.
of like figuring
Right.
this out. You know
But
what I'm
that's the
saying?
part. We
Like a
don't get to
real,
that
yeah.
until
Until
you know,
my age now of being like,
yeah, yeah.
how did y'all do that? Like,
And
yeah,
in the midst of that, and I think we're in the midst of that, we also have to be comfortable as men to admit we probably did fumble some bags of women that were there and ready for that, but we weren't.
yeah,
And
Oh
definitely,
yeah.
and
definitely.
how do you think you get there on the dolo? Like, is there something that would be more set up for men to kind of discover that on their own versus being
I think it comes with
led by example?
I think it comes with uh valuing yourself,
Hmm.
like truly seeing yourself as a person of value, treating yourself as a person of value, and regarding yourself as a person of value. Meaning, like, you take care of yourself, you take care of your surroundings, you take care of the things that you own, because all of that is reinforced as more things come into your life. So it's like if you are type of person that don't never clean your room and everything can be dirty and whatever, you'll probably treat people in the same kind of manner of like, just they're there, you see them, it is what it is, but you don't tend to them in the way that they may need to be tended to. So I would say, and also family, like, that plays a big role in it too. Like if you're used to having to step up for people or step in for people, that'll kind of come a little bit naturally to you. But if you don't have that, I would say doing it for yourself first is the easiest way to figure out how to do it for other people, because it's like that's the easy. If I wouldn't do that for me, I'm not gonna do it to you, type of thing.
Mhm.
Like if like I wouldn't like if somebody did that to me, or I wouldn't like if somebody didn't help me out like this or whatever. So like I'm gonna just do what I would do for myself for you until you get that, until that person actually has a conversation with you, you know, about how they need help, and then you gotta, you know, change
Okay.
direction type of thing. But like, yeah, I would say just putting it on yourself first and then branching out.
As a black man, did you feel in your younger days, and I think this is something that we may not bring up, did you feel like you were actually wanted for you in relationships? Because I do think a lot of us kind of move with the narrative. Like I'll speak for myself. There's certain times where some, even for some of the homies I'm around, getting through the college years that you talking about, Ev, if you grew up a particular way, you might have been experienced with a certain amount of things. You kind of assume she might leave you anyways, or she might do dirt to you anyways. Like, you never give, do you actually give it the full 100% opportunity to feel like you are wanted as a person? Do you think we do that? Do you
No,
have you
not
were you
most of
in
the
the same?
time. I
Okay.
as younger, no. No, I was wild insecure when I was younger.
And
Mm,
So yeah, it's like it was a lot of like half the relationship is like I'm locked in with you, and the other half is like, oh my God, I hope you don't. And it's like getting older, you realize like, fam, you can't control that. So if they
mhm,
gonna do that, you're gonna have to eat it. And the bigger lesson is try to find you somebody that wouldn't bring that thought up in you. Like, just be clear in what it is that you're gonna stand for. If folks don't rock with it, find somebody who do. And if
mhm,
and when you do, trust in them that they're gonna rock with it like they said. Because that's really all it really come down to, is like trusting what folks is telling you. If you have this like just instilled distrust in like people, it's not gonna work in relationships. And that's in your significant other relationships, your friendships, your family. Like, you have to at a certain point take folks at their word and let the situation play out for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it don't play out in your favor, that's not all, you know, that's not the calling card to go show your ass. It just shows you have to have more discernment next time. That's it.
what about you, Ev?
yeah, so I would say, um, I think back in the day, especially with us as men, like a lot of us, we get jaded early. Like,
Yeah.
and I know you, Nick, you said it was insecurity. But I think that feeling, yeah, it's insecurity, but it's a jaded feeling because
Mhm.
like everybody with the saying, "Oh, you get your heart broke one time, and now you a dog to everybody." It's a and hell, there's also kind of as a topic that we're not going to discuss today, but it's a part of being held accountable. You, you hold every we all when we get jaded, we holding everybody accountable for something that one
A few
person
people
did.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a built up pattern where we need to probably look, and we're young, we're too young to realize these are the moments we need to look inward, in self, of if it is a pattern, how did I create this? And why am I creating it? And why am I causing it to still be the pattern? And what do I need to do to break that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it starts early, and that's how and when you never get that self-aware about yourself of, oh, I'm the cause. Because that's the
Yeah.
thing that you have to realize first is
Yeah.
it's me.
No, like
Because like you said, you can't control what these people doing.
yeah,
Is what am I doing that dictates
that
them to
keep
do this to me?
yeah, like when I was in college, I took like a hiatus from break. Like when I left, I didn't date for like I think a year and a half, something like that. Cause I was like, the last 3 people I've dated, I've had the same tagline of, oh, she's crazy. Oh, they crazy. Oh, they just tripping. Like, and that was like and it's like I had to get to a point of being like, okay, why do I keep ending up with quote unquote crazy people?
Yeah.
What's what's going on? Like, what am I missing that keeps ending up being the situation? So I had to take a step back and just be like, let me do some self inventory and figure out what is it about these type of people that keeps attracting me, and that I keep overlooking the red flag that keeps biting me in the ass on the end. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Because I think a variation of what you were saying, Nick, like hoping it doesn't happen, another variation for us is we just assume that it will. We
yeah,
don't even try to
it's
hope
both.
whether or
Yeah,
not
it's
it, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's just
yeah,
like nah, you're gonna do
yeah.
that anyways, and that goes to the jaded piece you're talking about too, Ev, because it's you're
And you're
coming
not
up in
finna
that mindset.
You're not finna give
Yeah,
your full to somebody that you already think is sliming you out.
Yeah.
You know,
because you know the game,
exactly.
right?
Yeah,
That's how it feels
type of
like.
thing.
You know the
Yeah,
game be the game,
yeah.
whatever the case may be, and that does make it makes it tricky because you going in with the mindset of it's gonna be over anyways, or it's just the common
Defeatist.
phrase.
Yeah.
It's she's not your girl. It was just your turn.
Yeah,
Type of, you
yeah.
know what I'm
Quote
saying?
Rose. Quote from
Right.
Rose.
You know what I'm saying? It was just your turn. So
Which it
as
is,
you
but like
essentially,
in a real life way though. Like
Yeah.
nobody
yeah,
lives forever. So it's always just the time you have with the
eh,
person. It's not a detrimental thing. It
And it's up
and
actually, if you look at it that way, it should become that much more important to you because I don't have that much time.
and it's
You
up
know what
and
I'm
to
that's the
saying?
it's
part
up to you
where
how long you keep that time with that person.
You know what I
big
mean?
facts. Because the difficulty is it really does come down to that, especially as men with I'll kind of piece that together. We I don't think as black men we were raised to trust.
Oh,
We weren't.
You know,
huh.
so and so if that's the baseline, even if we were raised to trust, it would still be like, man, I know the homie got me locked in, or I know we could do this. But when it comes to trusting our female counterparts,
Oh,
difficulties arise.
yeah,
So
no.
now now that y'all have these tenured answers, y'all got a little bit of wisdom under you. You know what I'm saying? I think as soon as we get done with this, y'all's first gray hair gonna start
I got
popping in.
one. I got one
I
Oh,
got
you
already.
a
do?
I got
few.
one
Oh,
already.
I'm
you
like,
Yeah.
do. You know what I'm saying? I got one in the
yeah,
beard
I
that,
got
that
one up
keep getting
top.
hidden. Yeah. So you tenured, you in a relationship now. I'm gonna let y'all decide which one y'all want to do first. So if we trying to push and spread the conversation to actually open up that door and talk about it at a younger age versus finding out later on. Y'all, we're in a lucky few that we've already acknowledged. We in a lucky few. Would y'all rather speak on the genuine mistakes? Like just give a few examples of genuine mistakes. This is what you made, and this is where it looks back on. Or would you rather speak on the things that you were passed down as good game? Because based on,
Yeah, I
or you
got
know what, before we get there, I'm gonna really quick looking back on it, if y'all had the same mindset that you have now, with some of your previous relationships have gone differently.
yeah.
yeah.
Yep. And
So
with that, I'll go with the game option.
okay,
Some game my man's told me not too long ago. If when it comes to your significant other, I'm not gonna say your lady because I don't, all y'all don't date women. So when it comes to your significant other, treat their treat the care for them like it's no questions asked. Like it's like a part of your daily routine. And don't make it a routine. That's another piece of it. Like don't make it like a just cyclical, oh, I'm gonna just do this because that's when you start kind of losing uh attentiveness in doing it. But when it comes down to it, like when it comes to dealing with your significant other, whether that be if you help them make their lunch in the morning, if you clean the bathroom, if that's your chore for the crib, or whatever it is that you have locked in with them, when it's time for you to do it, you treat that no questions asked. It ain't no, oh, the homies called me and it ain't no, oh, but the game was on and I was just, because the same way you would be about your business and make sure that gets done, it's the same thing in the relationship. So just not even on some like keep the peace type of thing, but just in how you show up for your partner when it's time to step in for them, treat it like it's a no-brainer. Treat it like it's nothing that needs to be debated about. Get the clear understanding and do your best in whatever it is that you're doing. Like don't half step your way around like, oh, I'm gonna step in for you, but kind of like let me finish watching the game first. Like, nah, we just get up, go do that, handle that. You good? Everything cool? All right, cool. I can get back to doing whatever it is I'm doing, type of thing. But yeah, just
all
treat. Yeah,
right, Ev. So same thing. Question is, when you look back on it now, would there have been changes in previous relationships that would have went differently if the advice was taken, and then you pick and choose if you want to go game first or you want to go mistakes first?
For sure. Things would definitely went differently if the game was given, if the game that I was given was taken and actually listened to. And I'm gonna go with kind of the same approach myself. I'll give some game, and I would say um, early on, always give interpersonal grace. And what I mean by that is that Other relationships that you and that person have dealt with are those people. Those are dealings with those people, and
Yeah.
everything now is a new interaction between you all. And with that new interaction, you're going to discover new things about yourself. You're going to discover new things about them. And there are changes that are going to be made interpersonally between the both of you, whether you know it or not, with those
Mhm.
newfound things that are discovered, because those new discoveries are going to affect you of how someone maneuvers, because you are dealing with that person. You're choosing to be with that person. So in the early run, in the early beginnings, give interpersonal grace of how those dynamics and interactions change, because the same way that you may get offended by something, well, yeah, the same way you may get offended by something and not like something, they will too. And you would hope that they allowed you the grace in that growth of the relationship. So that's why I would say it's interpersonal changing. It's not, I'm not speaking about outwardly things, because if somebody's doing badly things to you in a relationship, they shouldn't be doing outwardly bad things to you. But
Yeah.
those interpersonal things, give them grace, because they may not know that they're even doing them. Because again, what people don't realize with relationships, self-discovery is a major component of relationships as well.
Yeah.
And that's why I say that give that interpersonal grace, because discovery is now going to happen, and changes with that same discovery are going to be made, and adjustments are
Yeah.
going to happen with that relationship.
Yeah, like one thing I learned is you don't even, if you're not paying attention, you won't even realize how much you are holding your partner accountable for the actions of past people.
Mhm.
Like, and not in the sense of like, oh, you doing this, you acting just like them. Nah, in the sense of like, this situation may be familiar, and now I'm reacting to you like I would have reacted to them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And not giving them the credit for how they would approach this situation, just blankly
Being
type
their
of
own
thing.
self.
You being their own
It,
self, you know what I mean? So yeah.
I think it's also really quick to add to your point. You not giving the grace of holding yourself accountable to reacting to you,
Yeah,
yourself
yeah,
before you
yeah.
assign it to
That part.
somebody else too.
That
So
part.
for my answer, I be I be lying. So to keep it clean, if I had the same advice back then, I don't think my relationships would have went any differently. And I say that because I think there was certain pieces of advice that at least that I was given that was very time dependent on where I was at, and it with or without the relationship,
Yeah.
I wasn't there for it. Right. It's not that it was aiming to do bad. It's not that I was necessarily aiming to ignore. I think there were certain times where it makes it a little bit more difficult. And I think for men, in order to wrap our minds around it, sometimes you got to be specific. So when we get game, oftentimes it's a broad thing like, hey man, treat her right. Or, it's a different thing. But when you're in the midst of it, it feels like it's such a specificity to you and what you're going through that it might go over your head.
Yeah.
Or it was also, she probably wasn't the one that this advice needed to be utilized on.
Yeah, that part too.
And so that also tied into maybe a little bit of the insecurity of, if I do this for you and then you end up not being the right person, then it's all cooked and I may not ever do it again. And I had active thoughts of that during those moments where I really should have just said, I outgrew you, but I didn't. So you feel me?
Yeah.
So where
Uh,
where it goes into the next part. So for y'all all went positives first. You still got to give your mistakes that you made. I'm gonna start with mistakes and say, if you aren't as vocal about yourself and the way that you genuinely want to be represented, you're going to have a bad time. If you're
yeah,
not
you took
able
mine.
to be honest with
You took
you
mine.
as who you are, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that goes both ways, because with that being said, you got to be able to speak up for you. And some of that does take time and some of that does take patience. And then at the same time, if she or he is stopping you from being able to do that, have that conversation appropriately, as opposed to doing what men do sometimes and like shrinking that back in.
Yeah.
Because once that lid gets ripped off, that spaz game gets something crazy. So
Yeah,
I'm
facts.
gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna go mistake first. Y'all got.
I would say, I mean, the same in a way. Like you got to be able to keep it a buck, keep it a bean, and keep it clean with yourself and your relationship if you want it to go properly. But to give my own, like, just to not take your answer, um,
Yeah, do something different.
Mistakes made. If she says she enjoys flowers, get the flowers. Like I would say that. Like, don't
Yeah.
overthink it to the point where you're like, oh well, I gotta do this or I gotta do this or everything gotta be some grand gesture. Like sometimes the simplicity that she just said is exactly what she wants. So yeah, take them at their word sometimes. It's just like and also like put like try to coach yourself or get yourself to a point where that becomes a normal thing of like, oh, it's whatever day I'm finna just go grab this for shorty just because. Like that it doesn't always have to be like, oh, every Thursday of the third week of whatever you get flowers, but like at least once a week or whenever you get paid, however it work for you. Just try to make sure you put something towards her just because type shit. Like they like to feel thought about, they like to feel seen, heard, all of that. You know what I mean? Just like you do. So act like it. You know what I mean? Give him that. Give him that. Especially because you already there, nigga. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Ev?
Yeah, and I would say I think a mistake I would give is kind of what both of y'all said. I would wait in a way. I would say love them or appreciate them how they want to be, not your expectation of how they will interpret it based on what you do.
Let's go, Ev.
That's
Talk
the
that shit.
thing.
Talk that shit.
Because that's the problem we have a lot is where we like, oh, well, I think she'll like this. Like you said with flowers. If she says she like flowers, where but you like, well, she says she like flowers, but I think she'll like this more. Don't move in that way because you moving off again, and that's your ego and pride moving. Oh, she'll like what I'm suggesting more than what she'll like that she said herself out her own mouth that she would love. Yeah.
Can't
And we have a habit of doing that.
mansplain her romance to her, brother. Like,
Yeah.
come on, gang.
So that's what I would say is that is to move in the motion that she has given you, laid out for you to be appreciated. Give her that.
Follow that lead.
Yeah.
Follow
So
in that regard.
I'll wrap it up with two pieces. First part, acknowledge who's giving you the advice, and this goes for both men and women. If you are asking your female counterparts on game about a woman, do not try to mansplain to a woman how women work. And for
Facts.
women, if you are going to ask a man about men and they tell you, don't tell them that you know how men work and you know better. So with that being said, that allows you to lead to my next point of your best relationship is when both of you get to think for you. And it's kind of building off of both of y'all's point. When you get to be you and she gets to be her, not y'all trying to think what the other one would do, going to both of y'all's, not y'all trying to out science each other, even in the good or the bad, because that's a lot of energy wasted that could have been positively put forward if you just represented yourself and allowed them to represent, or you allowed yourself to represent you. When you get to be you and she gets to be her, then y'all get to go figure it out.
Right.
Y'all get to go, and the fun
Right.
part in the relationship
Is
is
figuring it
figuring it
out.
out,
Exactly.
good or bad.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Big facts. All right, fellas. Well, I appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. This has been another episode of the Keep It Clean podcast. Again, episodes drop every Tuesday. If you are on YouTube and you are enjoying this content, we appreciate you, first of all. Secondly, please be sure to subscribe to the page. You know what I'm saying? We see y'all locking in. We see the view count. We rocking with it. We're trying to hit that 100 subscribers. Please do lock in with us. Keep It Clean Pod on Instagram. Keep It Clean Show on TikTok to stay up to date with all of our clips. Our Keep It Clean Show, Keep It Clean Sports Show episode 2 just dropped yesterday, so go ahead, lock in with that. We got one-offs coming for y'all too, so stay tuned for that as well, my
And
brothers.
if you got questions for the one-offs, if you got
Yeah,
thoughts, pass it over.
Shoot them out.
yeah,
We
if it's
we
any
we gonna
question
get in
you
that
want
bag.
us to get to, like if you got a question, society question, whatever, we'll take time. It's 35 45 to an hour. We gonna lock in for you. So yeah, man, Keep It Clean Show, my brothers. I appreciate y'all as always. Keep it a buck, keep it a beam, but most importantly, keep it clean.
Clean.
And we out of here, man. See y'all next week, man.